So I have a screen here. So if you guys want to come here, I'm going to show you some film. That's just my.
Is that you? No, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought we were watching basketball.
You just put a little bit of makeup on and no one.
I know. It's the hat. Confused with this.
Yes. So anyway, this is the shooting clinic, and so welcome. Thank you for coming. And basically, like people will say about lagging, there's no one way to shoot, but there are a lot of similarities that people, good shooters, have, just like good laggers. And one of those things is having a technique that helps you to shoot a straight line, right? Because ultimately, if you can't shoot a straight line, you can't hit your target. Okay? And there are a couple of ways that people shoot. Some shoot with their hand. One way is to shoot with your palm down. Okay, and I'll show you some examples of that. And when you shoot with your palm down, you're going to have that, you're going to create that pendulum, right? And then you bring it down and you flick up, and that puts a backspin on the ball. And it comes in really handy if you want to hit your target away, but you want your ball to stay in the area. Okay? On certain surfaces, such as synthetic courts, it's kind of like a linoleum type of court that the pros use. You'll see some on these examples. If you hit dead center, your ball will stay. There was a tournament in Marin recently where it was crazy. Somebody shot a ball really hard, and the ball looked like it just changed colors. Like, just magic. Like, you couldn't even see what happened. Just the ball that was there just turned into a different color.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when you
When it hit their ball.
Yeah, so you can do that by putting that backspin, okay? The other way to roll, which I'm told, and I do believe, is it gives you a better chance of hitting the target, because I think it's more accurate, is rolling with your palm up. And it's the same, it's the same motion. You still want to have that pendulum to give you that nice straight line. And then when you let go, you're kind of like pushing a pizza in an oven, just kind of like. And the reason why that might be more accurate is because with your palm down, you're putting some topspin, but if you don't put a straight topspin, because at rest our hand is kind of in a handshake position. It's not like this, right? We don't walk around like this. So it's easy to kind of twist your wrist when you're letting go. It might be a little bit to the right or the left, so then the spin won't be straight. And what happens a lot on courts that can kind of stick, courts that are more less slippery, let's say, such as like dirt courts, right? They're gonna grab the ball. So a lot of times, if I don't let go straight, just a little bit this way, the ball will go right at the plano, and in the last 6 feet, it'll kind of veer off. Because as it slows down, the spin gets grabbed by the cork, and it actually goes in the direction of the spin. But when you're rolling with your palm up, generally, it's easier to roll with a straight spin. It's going to be a top spin. And the thing you get with rolling with your hand, with your palm up, is you hit the target, but your ball has a top spin, and it's going to go to the back. And sometimes you want that. Because let's say there's a Polino and your opponent's ball is right on top of it. It's just touching. So if you hit that ball, you know that the opponent's ball is going with the Polino, but you also want your ball to go. So that's a good time to roll with your palm up. Okay? So let's see some examples.
Is she from our neighborhood?
No.
No, okay.
She's from the internet.
She looks like an Olympic player.
Okay, so this is something I kind of had for fun, like, for bocceing and for shooting, it's easy to feel a little out of control with the bocce ball, where sometimes it gets out of hand and you're out of control. Sometimes you might feel like this. Okay, so that's why we're here, because we want to try to learn things that might help us. And we're just out here, you know, none of us know 100% what the answer is, but what we can share is things that we notice that work for most people. So let's see, actually, Mike Adamson, who's right there. Look, he's about to shoot out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Let's see if he hits. Oh, he missed. But here's a video of Mike Adamson in Las Vegas a few years back. And I thought this was a good one. See, and you're smacking that ball. So watch his technique. And I'll break it down for you. Okay, so you can see he's got his target in mind. He takes his first step, plants it, second step, and you see how his hand goes back, right, to get that pendulum started. And then as he plants the third foot, you can see how when that foot is perpendicular, generally is when that ball's passing. It's like a balanced throw. He's not over his planted foot, and he's not way behind. It's timing. He times it right there so that that pendulum is at the bottom, and now he's following through. You see that? He follows through. So he gets ready, gets the ball back, that planted foot, he's balanced. See that follow through, right?
Yeah.
So that's the extension of the pendulum. That's a big pendulum, right? And if you notice, that looks dizzy. Okay. So if you notice, pendulum, if you drop a ball and let it go, the gravity brings it down, and it goes exactly in the opposite direction. That's a perfect line, right? That's why people use pendulums. Or that's why they're trying to simulate a pendulum to get that straight line, right? So if you can bring your arm back, you know, far enough, you don't want to just bring it back a little bit because, for example, if you're trying to roll to a target far away and you only have this much room to push a ball, that ball could go way to the right or to the left. But if you have a lot of room, you're going to have a straighter roll. And if you think of the actual swing as a pendulum, not as like a swing where at the end you're pushing it, right? But as a nice smooth pendulum where at the point that your last foot is planted and you're right there perpendicular, letting it go. It's one nice smooth motion with a follow through, which is still in that same line. And if you practice that enough, you're going to be surprised at how the pendulum actually works well for you. Okay? And the other thing that's really important is, I noticed that for me, certainly, if I'm shooting and I'm kind of like leaning down or leaning back, that actually makes my ball go to the right or left, in a direction I don't want. But I noticed that if I keep my body pretty straight, and I have that ball, have this foot planted before I go through, and my body's pretty straight, and I'm looking at that target, it's going to go straight. The mistake I make often is I try to swing so fast that I'm already past at this point when I'm rolling, and that will help. That'll actually make me miss by like an inch or two. And I'm like, well, why am I missing so much? It's because I got to slow down, make sure that I get the right timing. Okay. And let's watch some professionals. So these are like world champions here from Italy, and you'll see what a synthetic court looks like. I don't know if you can see very clearly, but whoops. Now he throws it up high in the air because I guess that gives him that extra pendulum, right? And because his target is so far away, that's another thing. Let me just show you. So This is a really helpful thing about shooting is, like I said, like some dirt courts tend to grab your ball, right? And all courts have surface that present some kind of resistance, right? So if you're shooting, the less resistance you have on this ball that you're trying to roll or throw perfectly, the better. You don't want, you want it to not touch that ground that much if you can help it. So for accuracy purposes. So if you have a ball way down there and you're trying to shoot that ball, right? Then it does help to let go of the ball and follow through so that the ball kind of lands about a third or halfway, you know, like pretty far down, because it's not going to, certainly not going to bounce over the target because, you know, it's got a long way to go. But that whole time that you've just, that whole space that you've just skipped over, it's not your ball's not going to be affected by any of that resistance because you've just tossed it over. So that, I think, helps a lot with long shots, is give it a nice loft and follow through, because if you let it go early, then it's got like 60, 70 feet where it has to just go over all this terrain, and it might not go as straight as you want. Now for short balls you can't do that because you might hop over your target. But for long balls, it seems to help a lot. So I think that's a really good point to keep in mind.
And you can do that either with your hand this way or
Both
this way.
ways, yeah, exactly.
And that's for long shots.
Yeah. Let's see. So you can see this person here. He brings his, look how far back he brings that ball, right?
I know.
It's a huge pendulum.
It is huge.
And he's plants his last foot right when that ball gets there. He seems a little bit late, but you know, he's a pro. I can't comment on him. He knows what he's doing. And then he lets that ball go, and see, it lofts because, first of all, these synthetic courts are very accurate. It's not like it's got dirt and, you know, rocks and stuff. So it actually helps to skip all of this real estate, right? All of this real estate, because it's going to be straighter now, right? It doesn't have to deal with the resistance. And boom, he hits here. It doesn't bounce that much on these synthetic courts, and there's his target, and boom, he hits it. You see that? He hits it right there. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good example of somebody, a world-class player, shooting with a pendulum swing. So rears back, and that's pretty far. And then what you would do in this situation is, mentally you're thinking, I want this ball to come down straight like gravity is pulling it down. You're not like swinging down. I mean, you are, but the motion you're looking for is like gravity's pulling down on it, like you would let go, right? And then you want to follow through like gravity is allowing it to, you know, like a pendulum. When you drop it, it's going to go exactly straight on the opposite side. That's what he's doing.
He uses both arms.
Right. Well, what do you think he's doing with that right arm?
Balance.
Exactly. Balance helps a lot. Because you got a 2-pound ball and you're trying to stay stable, right? Balance is so important. Okay. Let's see if here's another professional, and of course everyone's different in how they roll. Okay, so he's got his target in mind, and
They all go all the way to the edge, though.
he's got. A lot of people use 3 steps, so they want to make sure they have enough room. So he takes his first step, his ball's coming down. Get up there! So his pendulum's not as big, right? But he still has that back swing. Right? He's got that back swing.
So where do you swing? Do you swing from the back and take steps, or do you walk closer?
And then, one sec, and then he plants his foot, lets the ball go, and he also uses his left arm for balance. And he lofts it a little bit, and it goes straight, boom, he hits his target just like that, boom. Okay. So what was your question?
Oh, I was just wondering, how, like they're all stepping all the way back there. Do you do that or do you go closer?
Yeah. I mean, what advantage is 2 extra feet going to do, right? In shooting, because you're throwing it with enough force. The most important thing is you feel like you have enough room to move, right? That's more important than trying to get as close as you can to the line and then having to worry about it. So if you can go through your motions, you know, that's the important thing. And if it means an extra few feet, it's not going to make a difference.
I noticed you throw off your near leg with these two
Yes.
so far, throwing off the far leg.
Yes, and that's a choice people make. Yeah, you notice people do different things, and I'll show you more people who roll with the same leg planted, and basically whatever way gives you the balance that you need. Because some people feel like if they plant this foot, they don't have to worry about like possibly hitting their leg, their right leg, right? But I know I'm not going to hit my right leg because I know that I'm going to stand a little bit. You know, I'm not going to stand like this. I'm going to stand a little bit this way to give myself that leeway. So that's not an issue. So I think it's just a personal choice. Now here's an example of a really good player who plays here in Northern California. His name's Alberto Talavaro. He was actually taught by one of the best bocce players and teachers in America back when that family lived in Peru. And this guy Alberto was a 9-year-old who just really wanted to learn how to play. And I guess he showed some promise. And he was taught by this very good player. So Alberto has excellent form. In fact, when I was in Michigan for a tournament last year, Alberto was there. And the best player in North America was there. And his name is Jose Boto. That guy practices 6 hours a day, even though he's the best, right? But the funny thing is, they had the exact same form, like even down to like holding the ball before, you know. And so I'm going to show you Alberto's form here. This was in Reno.
That's good, that's good, Joe. Stuck in the red.
That's a carpet?
It's the ballroom carpet. And you'll notice here, this is a good example of when you have to like not shoot hard. Unfortunately, because we're playing inside of a giant ballroom using the ballroom carpet, that's the only way to play in a tournament with 80 teams or 60 teams, and you have like 15 courts, right? So it's a cost-effective way to put on a tournament. All you need to do is have woods. Yeah, you just, every year you take these frames out of storage and then you just nail them or whatever together. And this is actually a very short court. It's like 60 feet. This court is like 85 feet.
Right.
So in this case, and the carpet bounces, right? So you want to do your form, but you also don't want to roll too hard. This is how he does it. So you can't see, but he's holding the ball like this, you know? Like you saw some of the Italians do. Okay, so now he's ready to roll. Okay, so he brings the ball back, takes his one step, and then the planting step is right there. And he releases, follows through. And you see he's not really rolling it that hard, right? It's just kind of bouncing along. And you'll see, I'll show you the result.
So he would normally take 3 steps, but because it's a short court,
No, he actually just takes 2. I used to do 3, but I figured I get more stability doing 2. But that extra step didn't really help me.
You be here. Okay, you do that.
See, and he hit the Polino. See the Polino down there?
Great.
And there goes the Polino. Now I'll show you someone who shoots really hard. Okay, we were playing a tournament last weekend in Fresno a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago. And this guy's name is Jimmy, and he shoots like a lot of people on the East Coast. Like he's putting everything he's got into it. And unfortunately, these are not even as close to his hardest shots. But what we can learn from this is just his follow through. It's an amazing follow through. It's just all the way up in the air and straight. So here's Jimmy. Look at that. And I'll break it down, but okay, so he's going to bring that ball way back. You see that? And then he plants that last foot right there. Boom, it follows through. Then watch his arm. Look how far up it goes. You see that? You see that arm right there? It's over his head. And it looks like he's throwing his body into it, but the timing is perfect, right? I mean, he's going all out, but the balance and timing is just right. Like he's getting the ball through right there as he plants his foot and follows through. Okay, let's see if I have another one. But yeah, that's your hard throw, your hard shooter. Then there was one that I showed in the email that was sent out that I thought was helpful. This is Bobby. He plays on Friday nights. This was him at
Who is this?
Bobby. He plays on the Castle Rock team on Friday. And this is a great example of great form. He's ready to shoot. You could see the target there, right? The opponent's ball is pretty much right on the Polino. So he's got no choice, he's got to shoot. So he shoots. He plants his foot. Last foot planted right there as he follows through. That's perfect. You want to be like basically erect, right? You don't want to be leaning back or forth. And when you plant that last foot, that's when that pendulum is at the bottom, okay? And then you want to follow through like he does, and then the ball goes straight and boom. So he goes back, his arm goes back, and then he forms that pendulum and he lets go right when he plants that foot. And this is the opposite foot for him. And he lets go and follows through. Now he could follow through more, but it was enough to get that straight line. But if you're not getting it with that much follow through, you want to follow through a little more. And you see how he kind of, that ball, even though it drops kind of early here, he's not, a lot of people drop the ball so early it almost hits the floor. And something that we can learn about
What do you guys?
something we can learn about that is the way to keep your ball straight because of the resistance you get from the ground is you want your ball to be basically skipping. You don't want to hit the floor that way because there's a pretty good chance that's going to knock it off of its straight axis. And it's especially true when you're playing on these DG courts, these crushed oyster shell dirt courts. They'll grab the ball. So you want your ball to be released. Let's say this, I'm a clock, right? This is 12, this is 6 o'clock, this is 3 o'clock, right? So when I'm releasing the ball, I want to release at least at about 4 o'clock, you know, and then follow through. You don't want to release close to 6. A lot of people end up just dropping the ball here, and when they do that, it hits the ground harder than it needs to. Just think of it as you're just skipping rocks. Right? You're just skipping that ball so that it's hitting the gravity's forcing it down to hit the floor, but it's not hitting that ball. It's just kind of skimming along. Okay? And that'll help you, especially on courts that are more rough. Okay. So does anyone have any questions? You guys want to try some? Yes. Let's do it.
Starting out, it feels like I should go like this.
Okay, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's fine. So what you're trying to do with your pendulum is you're trying to coordinate it so that when your final foot is planted, in your case it's your left foot, the ball is traveling at the bottom. At that point, you're still kind of behind. Let's say it's this planted foot, right? You're still kind of behind that foot, and then as your ball goes through, you're not leaning forward. You're just right there. So whatever steps you need to take to get to that point. And you see how and this is obviously going to happen when you're first learning to do this. You see how you're trying to get that ball to be right here, but what you're doing is you're taking your step and then you're just kind of trying to force it, right? But you want the natural motion to go through, and when it comes down here is when your ball is planted. So you might want to try to practice the timing of that, right? Yeah. And you're not trying to push it so that the timing works. You have a normal swing, but how do you get to the point where it's at the bottom of that swing when you have a that's the key to your technique.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not going to have that down now, but that's what you want to work for. But give it a shot. Just shoot it. Or best you can.
You don't know I don't want to shoot, but I'll shoot take that red one right off there.
Okay. And so you notice you try the ball pretty early. You want to kind of drop it at about 4, even 3 o'clock. Okay. Try again. No, that's it. Give yourself a nice good pendulum and follow. Then you drop it again, right? Try to release at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Here. Okay, so that's more like 5 o'clock. Try again. You're getting better. Yeah, it is a lot. Okay, see, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's an example of what happens when you shoot towards the middle. If you hit the gap.
Thank you.
Okay, try one more time. Aim right here. Okay, try to keep that line.
Right.
You did it again.
That's crazy. You're trying to do that again. 2 in a row.
Yeah, so I think some of the things that we can learn from that is it's hard, when you're first learning to shoot.
That's amazing.
And I think the hardest thing is trying to get that nice pendulum, right? Bring it all the way back as far as you can without it going, without it being uncomfortable. And then whatever your steps are, right? Whatever your steps are, when you're about to let it swing down and about to release, this is what you're looking for. Whatever your earlier steps is, you want to be at this point, right here. And then you want to keep your wrist straight, rigid, and then just follow through. Follow through.
that. So I
Yes.
can just sort of let it.
Right, try to keep your wrist nice and straight, right? And push the pizza into the oven. Okay? Nice, very nice.
It could be farther.
Yeah, okay, someone else want to try? All right, Heather, step on up.
So which one am I going for?
The one on the right.
Oh.
Go get, excuse me.
Twisted my hand.
It should be like,
All right, let's see what can they do there.
like pretend like you have that
They got a
ball,
five ball.
you know, and it's on a, and pretend it's on, let's step out.
Yeah, I need something rolling.
Pretend it's on a string, right? On the ceiling. Okay, and you bring it all the way back. If you let go of that ball, that's what you want.
So I'm not swinging back far enough.
Yeah, bring it back. That's going to give you a straighter line.
Let's just go with the wind, go with the wind. No, it's good.
Keep twisting my hand.
And it's, again, you know it's really hard to do at the beginning. Try to bring your arm as far back as you can, just as an exercise.
Okay.
Bring it all the way back.
So the one is
All the way back. That's a lot better.
Oh, it's a lot harder though. But, oh, it almost hit it. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
one
try
minute.
one more.
What do you got next? Okay, three.
we had 2 11 fights. The last time we were close to the game, we had 2 11 fights. And so the second, no, where the ball's off from. I mean, that was the last one.
You have certain components, right?
I am not an athlete.
Okay.
No, it's just 6 practice. Anyone can do it.
We did the opposite. And we took the ball far away and gave it to them to try again and they scored.
That's
Okay, good. I know. This is twice now.
Because my arm won't go all the way back.
Does anyone have any questions? It's just a matter
Not
of.
until I do it. I'll have a lot of questions for you.
ladies go first.
Actually, can I have him go
Sure.
there? Because he's
This knows how to do it.
One more and I'll let I'm not doing any better.
It's all timing. You want to have that foot planted when you're at the bottom of your neck. The ball.
It's touching. Oh, that's better.
Diagonal shooters.
Well, that one will work better. Now I see what you're saying.
You're getting a lot better at it.
Like, I missed it by that much.
You gotta put it.
Watch out, Henry.
I'm not gonna shoot, I gotta look at my fault shooter.
Like I said, everyone has different shoes. You saw how in the video everyone has different shoes styles, but there is some similarity.
With bigger hips, you know.
Are you a natural right-hander, but you just do it with your left hand today?
I'm a lefty. I'm a true lefty. She was right. Let's say your opponent goes first and gets their first ball
That's right.
on.
Yeah, Laura Dillon was
That's probably one
Yeah,
of the hardest shots
She's got an
to
interesting
get rid of.
style.
You know, that lagging at
Yeah,
it.
she's.
That's why it's
We had 2
okay,
points
give it a
away
shot
to
here.
She shot both of our points away and
And then with the
planted
rest of
hers.
your ball, you
had
try and hit her at least
She had
block it so
one
they
of the
can't get
great
it anymore.
teachers.
If it's against the wall,
Laura Dillon was.
you can throw it towards the wall and knock it out that way. If you've got a stack of balls and you've got a couple of balls left, break the pile up. Doesn't make any difference when you got.
Smack on the start of
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my
Because
teammates
you
did.
disperse everything, you get a chance. So I pick my spots when I try and shoot. I'm not a proficient shooter at all. Those are the things that I pick when I want to shoot. I'm not like,
She's got
well,
like
it's
a
way down
house
there, I'm gonna
she's
shoot it.
got more of a-
Well, most of us are shooting rolling
skipping to
hard
school or
down.
something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Probably like what you ladies
Oh, we
do.
have to really see
Yeah,
how
that's okay too. So, all right, here we go.
So, Romano, I think you're in the right spot, right? Because from where you're shooting, there's no gap, right? Whereas from where I'm standing, there's a gap. So if you could eliminate the gap, then you have a bigger target. And just
Probably
do you,
step over a
so on the
bit.
left side, on the left target, do you see a gap that could fit your ball? If so, move more to the left.
Yeah, it's a weird gap, and it's like this.
But if it went straight, would your ball go in between that gap? Is there enough space?
No.
Okay, then shoot
I'm
from
rolling
there.
it too straight. If I went diagonally, like,
Right, then there would be a gap. So there you go. Now you have a bigger target.
Oh, it looks like,
Yeah. And one thing that, and again, you know, all of this is new, so what I noticed there was you planted, and then once it was planted, you made the motion. But what you want to do is, as your foot is planted, that motion should be right at the bottom, following through. It's a timing thing. Yeah, like that.
It's easier for us to mentally work these things out.
Yeah, the timing is better, and look at you.
Whoa!
And see, there was no gap, so he hit something.
Yeah.
And so now, the person, you know, that team no longer has the point.
Right.
Nice. Try it again on the one on the right. That one is easy because there's
stand
definitely
still, Henry, I'll hit you.
there's like absolutely no gap. So try to get that timing down. Okay, and you kind of spiked it there. You want to try to.
Yep. I tilt it.
And another way to get it to be straighter and more accurate is, to the extent you can, lower your height when you roll. You know, boom, just like that. That was perfect. Nice. What a beautiful roll.
And you did the second one, all in one go.
Okay, so who wants to be next now that we have our victorious
That's the problem.
player?
I've been playing 21 years. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm just gonna practice, I'm not throwing it.
5 years.
Really timing and balance. Oh, that's pretty good. Try to rate like your release point.
yeah, that's
Try to
fine.
make it higher so it's not spiking down.
Because it makes, you can mess it up.
But it's still,
Nice shot.
and it even had a little backstory going to the.
Yeah, that was great. Okay. Here, there's no gap, right?
Which way you want to
So
come?
that's something I always try to get with that is when you're shooting. Close.
Try again, Joe.
I see the pendulum, right?
Right.
So on one,
Release higher.
I'm counting 1, 2, 3. On one, I should be back here?
Well, that's your own count. I can't really say.
Okay.
That's better. Come on, Polino.
Instead of forcing your swing,
Let's go.
think of it as like a ball connected to a string that's coming straight down and then going straight up. So you want that nice smooth swing. You know, like let sort of in your imagination the gravity pull down on it and go forward. And right when it's at the bottom and you're about to release it is when that last foot is. I know it's hard to do just today, but it's something to work on.
Oh, yay. Oh, bravo.
Because she was right there, there was no gap, and she hit it so perfectly, she hit both balls. Yeah, so
I have never
it's
done that
really just
before.
time. You don't have to be a hard shooter. You just need to just go through the motion. This is a 2-pound ball here. It's gonna do the damage for you, regardless of how fast it's
If you just
going.
want to see hard, we'll bring David over here and let him shoot.
Yeah, David shoots hard.
He shoots low.
David has an interesting shooting style because he learned when he was playing the Italian game, and with the Italian game, when you shoot, the ball has to bounce after the second red line. So he's used to lofting it up, and so that's what you'll notice when David shoots is, yeah.
And sends everything flying.
And you don't want to be too close to the edges when he does that, right? I guess I'm not everybody.
Yes, come on up. Grab a ball, Patty. Good shot. That was an amazing shot. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a while to just get your bearings. You know, this is her first back. This one really is great. Come on the board. Okay, so it seems like as far as your release, I think you want to release kind of further, like maybe a little bit lower, and then let it go. Keep that wrist straight, like you're pushing a pizza into a oven. Doesn't have to be hard. It has to be controlled. Much better, yeah. So work on control, not speed or force. You don't need that. It'll provide it by itself. Right, that's the key, is the step. So when you step, you can work on this on your own at some point, but when you're releasing that ball, that last step is when,
It should be coming out.
like that, yeah.
Which I didn't.
Now on this attempt, try
I
to
mean, I was aiming at that one.
So try to bring the ball back. So you have your line in your mind. Try to bring that ball back as far as you can. Then let sort of gravity pull down on it and follow through, okay? The further back you bring it, the straighter it's going to be. And follow through.
There it is.
That was
really close.
Really, your wrist was really straight.
Yeah, because that pendulum is what helps you keep that ball going straight. So not only do you bring it back, you also let it fall down like gravity's pulling it, and then let it go, and then you go.
There's too many things to think of at
It's
once.
all about, timing, and once you get all that stuff down, it's just repeating.
Nice.
Nice!
Yeah! Great job. That looked good, too. That looked really good. Okay, does anyone else want to go, or do you guys have any other questions? So I guess
He's rolling his balls.
I think Henry, did you want to do it?
So to recap on shooting, I would say the important thing to remember is it's not how hard or fast you do it. It's like a dance, right? If you're dancing with a partner and you want to be able to give them that turn, right? Then the timing has to be right. The steps. It's very similar here. Is when your timing is right, when you let go of the ball, right, and your body is in the right position, and you've given that swing an opportunity to come far back enough and to release, right when that foot is planted and you're not leaning forward and backward. You can get those things together through practice, then you're going to feel it when it feels right. And then the thing to do then is to just repeat that. Try to get to the point where you can do that, because now you're cognizant of the different components that need to come together. So I'm aware of all that, but sometimes I'll miss like this much 6 times in a row, and then I have to try to figure out, well, was I leaning? Oh, I think I was leaning and I forgot about that. And then I just try to keep my body straight. And then all of a sudden I'm able to hit it again. So it takes a little bit of, tinkering around a bit, but with practice, anyone can do it, and it doesn't require that much force. Okay? And these guys are playing. I promised you guys an exhibition, and we could start one anytime. But these 4 guys here, the guy on the far right, that's David Zappa, great player. He actually won the national. He was on a team 10, 15 years ago that.
2004.
Okay, so. Yeah, a little while back ago, that was on a team that won the nationals for 4-player open bocce. He's a really great player.
What do you know, what does open bocce mean?
Yes. Yeah, he went down to Stockton when the nationals was there. And what happens is with nationals, it's mainly focused on the international game of bocce, which is called Punta Raffavolo. So if you go to Italy and you try to play this game, they're going to be like, what are you doing? So the rest of the world plays a game that's called Punta Raffavolo. And so what we do in nationals is people go to this tournament, and up until now, I don't know if they're going to change the rules, but up until now in history, anyone can go. You just pay the money, you show up, it's an open tournament, and the focus is on finding the champions of the Punta Raffavolo game, not this. So people can go there to play singles, and if you beat everybody else, then you get to represent the United States at the next international competition. Now usually all of our people get crushed by the Italians, but it's pretty cool to get to go and compete. So they have singles, they have doubles, they have mixed doubles, man and woman, they have 4-player, but at each nationals there's always one open bocce category, which is the 4-player open bocce, and that's what David won when he went down to the nationals for Stockton. I think this year they have it, I'm not sure if it's in St. Louis or I'm not really sure what city it's in this year, but
St. Louis usually seems like a traditional place.
yeah, I mean, and they're really trying to bring it back to California because it's been a long time, but our facilities aren't quite what's needed. But hopefully that'll happen. But so that's national. If you ever hear about the U.S. Bocce Federation and the Nationals, they're really trying to find the best Punta Raffavolo players. But there's also a 4-player open bocce that any one of us, could go and play in if you wanted to.
What's the other? What is the other one?
What's the difference? What is that other one? What's the difference?
What's the difference between Punta Raffavolo and open bocce? It's kind of like the difference between like playing pool where you have to like call all your shots and mean everything, and where anything goes. Where's the anything go? Okay. In Punta Raffavolo, there's another element. So Punta means lagging, rolling. Rafa is shooting. And again, the difference in shooting is, like I said, that second red line, if you land your ball before that, or I think even on it, but definitely before that line, then it's burned. You can't use it. It's
You have to lock all your balls.
No, you could shoot it hard, but it just has to. You just have to make sure. And you could shoot it low, but it just has to land beyond that second red line.
The first bounce of it.
Exactly.
But what if it doesn't bounce at all? What if you're just rolling it?
Then you obviously contacted it before the second red line, so it's burned.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. You have to really.
And you're not really, I guess you can roll shoot a ball. A lot of people do that, but you can really only do that in our game, open bocce.
I had another question. You mentioned
One last thing, Punta Raffavolo. I explained Punta Raffavolo is something we almost never do, and that's basically doing the same kind of motions we showed about shooting, except instead you loft the ball in the air and the ball actually lands on targets. So in Punta Avobolo, you might have a situation where the Polino is here, and your opponent's ball is here, and your ball is here. And what they'll do is they'll throw the ball up in the air, and it'll come down and just wipe out their ball and give you the point.
Wow.
And they do that really well. Like sometimes their percentage for doing that is better than shooting. It's crazy.
Wow.
So that's the Italian game. So
My question was about women versus men. You mentioned that on the teams it's like all male or mixed. What
well,
is the
I didn't
what is
say
the
all
reason?
male, but there is a category for mixed. Okay, and I think I'm just guessing here, but this part is not a guess. There's vastly more male players than female players.
Yes.
But there are a lot of good female players. But it's hard to do, like, say, an all-women's tournament or a mixed compared to something where everyone is invited, just because there are fewer female players.
We had a female team compete in China 3 or 4 years ago. They did quite well. Not really good, but they did quite well in China.
Yeah.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm not sure, because I don't play enough Punta Avobolo, but there might be like a 4-player. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. So what happens is every year a different category of the game, what I mean is singles, doubles, 4-player. So different categories will go for the international. So like, let's say this year it's actually juniors, I think. That or next year. Okay, sorry. I think this year it's doubles. Next year it's under like whatever, 21 or 18. So a lot of people aren't going to go next year and pay their hotel and blah, blah, blah. Because even if they win, they're not going to get to go to the Worlds because they're not juveniles. So I think some years they have like all women's or something like that. And maybe that's what happened in that situation. But you can have a 4-player category where the best players just happen to be all women. That's a possibility. But to answer your question about mixed, I think because there's fewer female players, when they do say double, sometimes they do mix because they want to get as many female players involved as they can. So, any other questions?
Are we going to get to practice some more?
Yeah, if you'd like to,
I
yeah.
would love to.
It's open. Yeah, so if you want to practice more, you can, and obviously you guys can come anytime you want. And if you have any questions and you see me around, feel free to ask. And it's not just me. Most, if not all, of these players over here who've been playing in tournaments, most of them shoot, so they could give you some pointers. But yeah, I kind of like to break things down because it helps me. I'm more analytical that way. So if you have questions about that, then feel free to contact me. Feel free to practice, or if you're interested in watching people shoot, you know, there'll be some shooting going on during these games, and I'll shoot here with you guys too. You know, and my style is different than a lot of people's, but again, there's similarity. Like we have that pendulum, we have that release. You know, at the time when you're at the bottom of your swing, that makes a huge difference. And then whether you're up, you're erect when you're looking at your target as opposed to down, or that makes a huge difference because again, it's a small target you're shooting after, and if it's a couple of inches to the left and right because you're doing these other things, then you really want to fine tune it so that you get rid of all those little things that could make your ball go a little bit wrong. Okay?
Mike, do me a favor, pull the 3. See, the P's in the corner way over there.
So there's a few lag, and you hit the back without hitting it, and you burn your ball. But if you shoot something, where's the fleet of your goal?
Behind the red balls.
You see how that
See it? See it? See? Now it's right on the P.
Part of that is when you have a ball on the wall, if you hit that ball, it's going to go to do other things, not the same thing. So you line up on
common to do this, and that's just gonna. So
That's
you want,
natural.
That's very natural, especially if you played softball or anything. But you lock your wrist, and then it's just you just want to do that motion. It's real smooth. Don't try and force it at the end. It's just smooth back, smooth forward, and you just let your whole body. You're not throwing it as much as you're just kind of pushing it away from yourself.
Like shoot these ones on this side.
Which ones?
With a 2.
All right, we'll try.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, nice shot.
And I'm usually not hitting them that good, guys. This is for
Pressure's on.
So Mike, sometimes people ask when they release the ball, what is the last thing that it's in contact with? Should their fingers be pushing it, or should it just be coming off the palm?
I tried just to make it come off my head. I don't even hold it tight. It's just cupped in there, and it should just release. I know people that do a finger flip thing. That doesn't work for me, and that's the other thing. You got to figure out what works for you.
Yes.
I don't know anybody who shoots exactly the same way as anybody else. Stuff works. You know, I played with a kid. He throws his arm way out here, and it comes right back straight. I'd throw it off the court if I tried to do that.
That's the guy from New York.
So there's my thing is just smooth and just back and forth. It's your whole body.
Yeah, so because the ball is kind of going up anyway, you're not spiking it down like we talked about. Because it's going up, when you release it, it's going to come off your palm.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry like, oh, will my fingers be in the way? It's generally just going to come right over your fingers, and it's just a palm push.
And you want to have an arc because the ball goes straight through the air. There's no once it hits the ground, that's any weird thing on the court is going to make it do different stuff. So you want to get it out in front of you and get some air under it. You don't want to let go here. You want to let go here when it's on a little bit of an up trajectory.
And it makes a huge difference on targets that are far away.
Absolutely, yeah. The farther away you got, the more ground you have to roll across, the more things that can screw you up.
Some of the shooters will almost push it near the white line out there
Sure.
when it first hits the ground.
But you guys can practice with the ball. Anything else, Mike?
No.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that.
Okay. I'll do the middle one.
Wait, ball rolling in.
I see it. Oh, see, I missed.